Welcome back to Math 107, College Algebra. In this video, we're going to take a look at relative minimums and maximums. In this class, we won't talk about absolute relatives and maximums. So, the formal definitions are in the description of the video. F of C is a relative maximum if there exists an open interval I containing C such that f of C is greater than f of x for all x in I where x does not equal C. And the relative minimum definition is the same thing, just replace the greater than sign with the less than sign. That is much more formal than you will need in this course. What we're going to look for on a graph is the fact there's a point there that's higher than everything immediately around it. Now I say immediately because this graph could come back and curve back up, but there is a small area that I can draw that's bigger than everything around there. Same thing, I'll use a different color for these 2 points. There is an area that I can draw that is smaller than everything around it. So those would be what we call local minimums. So we can use that with a function. So let me get a different graph here. So I'm going to draw a function on here. So we have a couple of points here that we're interested in. Point right there, and a point right there. And this graph is not necessarily to scale, but I intended for this point to be -1, 3, and for this point to be 2, -4. So the way that we're going to say this, that point at -1, 3 is a relative maximum. It's bigger than everything immediately surrounding it. So we're going to say that we have a relative max of 3 at x equals -1. Likewise, that point at 2, -4 is a relative minimum. It's smaller than everything around it. So we're going to say that we have a relative minimum of -4 at x equals 2. So that concludes this video. In the next video, we're going to take a look at the idea of piecewise functions.